first time that I suited up against real people in the 3rd grade and had my pads on, and we played the first game, and I was all over the field. I scored like 10 touchdowns and tackled everybody on the field. I said, oh, play this game.
I always questioned myself, like, was I good enough to play? So really, once I got the offer from Campbell, I thought, like, okay, yeah, I can play at the next level.
I played at Gardner-Webb, you know, and when you spend a lot of time on the sidelines and you're not a real good player, you get to be around the coaches a lot. And but we did have good coaches that helped us. And through that time at Gardner-Webb, I realized that was something I had a great interest in, to try to help young people.
Always told that, you know, you could go and be a college football player, and I always believed it, so I just kept trying, and I'd say senior year really it stuck out to me.
My senior year in college, I had an opportunity to possibly come back and play an additional year of college football, a 5th year. When I sat down and talked to my coach about it, he said, I think you were born to coach, let's get you started on that right away. He made a couple of phone calls, and that's what got me started.
I got my first scholarship offer in high school, man. This was, what, 10th grade?
Being a graduate assistant, you do a little bit of everything. But I was able to experience a national championship at Delta State, so that really got me hooked.
About the 8th grade, I knew I had kind of like a special arm talent.
As far as the first time I picked up a football, man, I fell in love. It was a love at first sight. So from the time I was 7 years old until I was blessed to play in high school, play in college, and play in the NFL, that was always my dream.
Really not until I sort of came to CSU. It sounds kind of dumb, but you know, I never really thought I was a collegiate football player until I sort of got here.
I went to West Georgia, got my master's in business education, coached for 2 years. I was kind of playing both sides with a fallback with the business education, and luckily I've been fortunate enough to manage to stay in college the whole time. College was my goal. I love teaching, but I didn't want to teach 6 classes a day in the classroom. So I've just been fortunate to make it so far.
It must have been my junior year or so where I figured, you know, you might actually have a shot to go play somewhere.
Got my break, you know, like anybody else. Got a break to go to Georgia Southern after I was a graduate assistant at Georgia. Was fortunate to be around a lot of good players. I realized I didn't maybe then. I thought I was a better coach than I was, but it is about players, and I was fortunate to coach a lot of great players at Georgia Southern and win some national championships.
My freshman year, going into high school,
I realized I could play at a high level my junior year. My junior year of high school is when I started getting attention from college coaches, and then once I started getting attention from college coaches, I was like, oh, maybe I could play at the next level.